What's up? I got a new record to talk about that I have been waiting and dying for, and it's one I had on pre-order as soon as I even heard it existed, was coming out. But then of course it got delayed and delayed, and I was gonna, just dying to do a video about it and just dying to get my hands on it and listen to it, but then do a video on it. But it kept getting delayed, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do Answer Record Week. And then as soon as I started Answer Week, day one, it arrived, and I was so much I just want to forget it. Answer Week is off. I got to talk about this record. But no, I'm a professional. I don't know what kind of professional example exactly, but some kind of professional. And so I hung in there and I finished Answer Record Week. But now I finally get to talk about this record I am so insanely excited about. It is a new record, but, not new music, or at least not entirely new music, and the most important stuff is not new music. I am talking about the latest release from Dope Folks Records, Michael Myers, of course, Western Hemisphere fame. This is called the Old to the New EP. It's 6 songs. I'm going to break it down because it's kind of complicated exactly what's on here. Michael Myers, of course, though, as I said, is from Western Hemisphere, as in Hemis, F-E-A-R. Hemisphere was Rascast's old crew. Of course, Rascast is the guy who really took off from there, at least for a little while. He was the big booming star. But really, when you heard him first on Key Cool Rhythmatic's album, when you heard Voodoo, when you heard Mean Green, those guys, they were just as sick and insane. I was almost more excited for these guys than it was for Rascast. Not right away, because Rascast's first single and, Soul on Ice and stuff totally had me, hooked. But once he started getting even a little bit more mainstream, I was like, okay, let's just go now to the other Hemisphere guys. And then I was more excited about Voodoo's Dark Regions EP, LA's Finest by Mean Green. They had some insane records. They were both on the Next Chapter, Immortal Chapter compilation album. They had some 6 songs on there. And so, I was hearing about these guys. I was psyched about everything they were doing. And so I'm like, well, who else is in the Hemisphere? Okay, Mean Green, Voodoo, Rascast, who else is there? And I remember they saying, well, Mike Myers is the next guy we got coming up, and a guy called Tin Man. And Tin Man, he just wound up, he's on one Mean Green song on his, posse cut on his album, and that's it. So I can't even really judge Tin Man. But Michael Myers wound up having a really prolific career, very super underground, but a lot of stuff out. And he definitely lived up to his hype. In fact, he might have been the sickest MC of the whole crew for a time there. And the first time I ever heard Mike Myers, and I'm talking about this not just for some backstory, it's actually going to play into the record I'm about to talk about. But the first time I ever heard him was on these Wake Up Show compilation albums, and these were all freestyles, double LPs of just freestyles from their radio show. And everybody, big names, underground names, everyone from KRS-One to complete unknown guys with no record deals were on there. It was first place people were hearing all kinds of guys like Chino XL, and of course the Hemisphere guys. And Mike Myers was on Volume 2. 1 and 2 came out at the same time, and Mike Myers had 4 freestyles on here, more than almost anybody else. And these albums really blew my mind, because these were the illest verses I was hearing anywhere by anybody. And it turned out almost all these verses by everybody, the big names and the independent guys, were basically from their upcoming albums and the upcoming singles. So they weren't really off the head freestyles. It was just verses you hadn't heard yet, freestyle in the more generic sense of well, I'm not particularly rhyming about a set topic, so it's a freestyle. But anyway, these original LPs, as you can see, were from 1996. So this is way, way back. Again, right at the very beginning, Western Hemisphere was just coming out. I think Key Cool and Rhythmatic was 95. Rascast's first single was 95. This was 96. And Michael Myers, again, he's on here 3 times, and he kills it. He and Arrogant and a couple other guys were just insane. And then I got part 3 here too. Michael Myers is also on there for one. That came out a little bit later, but they still had some Michael Myers joints. And then there's more volumes 2, 4, and 5, and 6. But it became more and more sort of mainstream crossover kind of MCs as opposed to the ill underground guys you got on the first couple. So these are the best ones. But anyway, so Mike Myers was killing it there. I was totally sold on him. I'm I got to get everything he ever does. And then for a long time, he didn't really do anything. Again, that was 1996 when those freestyles came out. And his first album didn't come out until 2000. He definitely was not striking while the iron was hot. I don't think it was his fault. I think it was, label politics and that whole Patchwork Records getting all kind of messed up. But for whatever reason, he really didn't kind of come out. His first single was actually 1999 for an Il Boogie compilation stuff, but he really didn't come out till 2000. And also by then, he had sort of softened up and came sort of more of a crossover-y kind of thing. Not totally. He's definitely all about kind of lyrics and freestyle stuff, but he definitely came more sort of generic, a lot more along the lines of Rasco and Planet Asia and all, Dilated Peoples and all those West Coast guys who are all sort of kind of coming from the same school. But originally he had a lot more kind of crazy, twisted, Hemisphere style kind of stuff. So it was a lot more, kind of dark and interesting. And so he kind of shed that, not totally, there's some of that on his first album, but not so much. Definitely not like you were expecting. He had this kind of crazy way of having these really dark, twisted lyrics mixed with kind of really kind of clever, funny punchline kind of stuff. It was really, you heard that on those freestyle albums, and that's what I was just like dying to hear, and you would hear it on some of the hemisphere stuff like LA's Finest, but for the most part I never quite got the Michael Myers I really wanted to hear back in the day, and I can understand why too, because let's face it, the horrorcore bubble had burst even before he was on the scene. And I wouldn't necessarily call Michael Myers horrorcore, but he's absolutely riding that line. Like, he used to call himself the Hitchcock of rap, which was definitely very appropriate. And Hitchcock is not really a horror movie director. Psycho is the closest to a horror movie, or The Birds, but mostly it's like thrillers and clever and dark and twisted and, like murderous, but not horror. And that's kind of what Michael Myers embodied. And later on, he changed more. He actually, for a while, became like a Christian rapper and stuff like that. And then he, I guess, dialed away from that. He's kept putting out music. Still does it to this day. He's never really stopped. Sometimes it's gotten really underground, and you wouldn't even know it if you weren't like following him on his website or his Facebook or something, but he's stayed in the game constantly. But anyway, I could talk about Mike Myers' career for a long time. But let's bring it back now to the record we got here, Old to the New. This is 6 songs, 3 songs on each side, and they're kind of distinct, what's on the A side and what's on the B side. So let's talk about the A side first, although it's a little less exciting. Some of his newer stuff, 3 songs. One with Chuck D, which is really great. It's new, kind of stands out. Really liked it a lot. It's from, well, not brand new. It's from like 2015. Dope Folks is doing here. What they do on a lot of the kind of stuff is they find really rare, obscure, self-pressed indie CDs and give them their debut on vinyl. So that's what he's doing here. He had an album called, he had a whole bunch of albums. I'm not even sure which one it's from, but it was from 2015. He had these songs on it. So including one with Chuck D, where he sounds great and Chuck D sounds great. So that's a really exciting song. And then the second song featuring Planet Asia, which is interesting because that was on the same album and they had a video for it and everything. It was kind of a big one. But that song he actually released himself on vinyl. It's his last vinyl release. I'm kind of surprised they picked that one of all, because Mike Myers, again, has a whole ton of new music. So I'm surprised they picked like his only song that he released on vinyl to put on vinyl here. So it's not a vinyl debut. But it is one of the better ones, and it's cool to have it here, especially if, like most people, you probably don't have that 12-inch.
Michael Myers, Chuck D. Yeah. Check it out. Man plans, God laughs, get the autograph. I'm here on the mic with Mike and Last. Spitting scenes 55 years past. Making sure old shit don't get a pass. I ain't in Paris, ain't gonna have it. Try to keep it genocide for being a habit. Devil wanna address, so they go and grab it. In the name of the Lord, so they screw the poor. Now put the faces back on the wall. Gonna rap black to the downfall. Tell them all, final call, no alcohol. Get your ass in class, kids in the hall. Let my people go, hear the beat go. Brazil to Ghana, Soweto. Hear the rhyme go with the voice of power. Strong Island, UK, to the Watchtower. I rap black. Look out, I rap black. Come on, I rap black. Look out, I rap black. Mike Myers, Planet Asia. Here to set it on your cats. Yeah. The most flying 3-piece rockin' cap with visions of $1 billion pedigree. Slang sephora, metaphors is metaphysics. Air freshener, I spray you with the better lyrics. This is annual, the Lord's bill. Pay homage to the team, roll up in the spirit of King Emmanuel. Wild jungle, watch out, gorillas mean mugging with muscle. My team run through the scene, machine gunning. Chicago guard and go hard swinging, busting your shit in right across your noggin with a crowbar. And it's unfair with Mr. Myers. We came to get you wired. I'm the last maggot spitting fire. Coast Western, toast to the most threatening. I put the spotlight on you like a roast session. Infrared beam your team, let off a little steam. With a wolf pack, why would you ever intervene? Michael Myers, Mike Kill Agent, spell danger. Mike Myers, gold chain music, watch, split out the West Coast. It's dangerous. Michael Myers, it's dangerous. Mike Kill Agent, spell danger. The D, the A, the N, the G, the E, the R, danger. Pay homage to the archangel. My metaphors murder man and my bar strangle.
So that's 2 songs on the A side, and the other song is The Illest. And The Illest, See that 12-inch right there behind me, Introducing the Illest. Now, Introducing the Illest is in quotes like it's one song, but it's actually two songs. One called Introducing, one called The Illest, and they're both off of his first album. And to be honest, I always kind of liked Introducing a lot better. But The Illest is okay, it's produced by M Boogie, but this new remix is so much better. And this is, I believe, its debut anywhere on vinyl or just even on the internet or anything. And it's a lot doper. It does sound... it doesn't sound like it's from 2000. It sounds like a newer remix, but that's fine because it's just dope. It sounds great.
Cold, get stupid, ill. But my lyrical was too much for you to bargain for. My mic checking is life threatening. The style I use can't be diffused. It only detonates. There's no escape once you enter my zone. See my vocal tone, scope war syndrome. Many conspire, throw Michael Myers, but killer for hire. They never retire, only retaliate with 45s and 38s and escalate. The whack MC's death rate. My slugs scoot out in the shootout, bring the loot out. Yo, move out, find a new route. Cause I hold it down. You dumb clowns when to go around. I'm laying whack MCs down with my 4 pound. And then obliterate the whole town. You should have never crossed this killer, bet you know now. Yo, the illest. I'm the illest. Life-threatening, the style I use can't be diffused. It only detonates, there's no escape once you into my zone. See my vocal tone is Gulf War syndrome. Many conspire to overthrow Michael Myers, but a killer for hire can never retire. Only retaliate with 45s and 38s and escalate. The whack MC's death rate. My slugs scoot out in a shootout, bring the loot out, homie move out, find a new route. Cause I hold it down. You dumb clowns wanna go to round. I'm laying whack MCs down with my 4 pound. And then obliterate your whole town. You should've never crossed this killer, bet you know now. See, I'm the illest nigga alive. Watch me prove it. I snatch your crown with your head still attached to it. See, I'm the illest nigga alive. Watch me prove it. I snatch your crown with your head still attached to it.
So I'm really glad we got that. But as you know what? Those 3 songs are all kind of cool if you're a hardcore Michael Myers fan, but otherwise I wouldn't necessarily bother with it. Like, Chuck D is definitely a dope song. You want to hear it, but is it something you would necessarily buy, on limited vinyl? Probably not. But the B-side, that's what I'm really excited about. And I'm really excited for the single, so I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't a sticker cover or anything. It's just a plain sleeve, because this is one I think, I understand Michael Myers maybe isn't nearly as high profile as some other artists that dope folks have and are working with, but for me, this is really like a landmark release for them. So a little disappointed it wasn't even a sticker cover, but they did put it out on some kind of cool marble blue and black vinyl there. About 100 of these, and then the other 200 are straight black. The B-side consists of 3 demo tracks from 1994, which puts it even well before the whole, Key Cool Rheumatic stuff. That's really old. 2 produced by Voodoo, 1 by Michael Myers himself, and they're totally on his kind of dark, quasi-horrorcore side. And in fact, the freestyle verses you heard on those Wake Up Show albums, I'm going to play them now, and I'm going to play these clips. The same verses, this is where they're from. This is what they're written for. These are the songs that they're born on. Now you finally get to hear them in context. Although I have to admit, Halloween the sequel, I am tempted a little bit to play it at like 5% faster or something. It does sound a little bit too slow maybe. So in some senses, they almost sound better on the freestyles, but still hearing them in the full songs is amazing. And this is what I'm really excited about. This is what I'm geeked to finally have after all these years.
Mike Myers on the microphone. 1 2 1 2. Check it out, y'all.
Yeah. Let's see. Murder
Murderous thoughts travel throughout my cerebral. Hollow point vocal talent leaves you holy like cathedrals. My brain is evil, mind state very demonic. Brain powers equivalent to Johnny Mnemonic. I comes iller than a trick on a period. MCs, I'm serious on a killing spree, cause whack MCs make me furious. I'm having an out-of-body experience, kind of delirious like Eddie. So I slash your dreams up like Freddy. So every nightmare, I'm right there in your subconscious. Never sleep on me again, every time your eyes shut, you're cautious. Haunting you with the hockey mask, so now I'm Jason Voorhees. With the strength of 50 men, MCs get messed up like orgies. The robbing you of your soul since I was 17 years old. My heart is cold, turning hell into my home. The devil's evicted because he couldn't get his wicked. I've been addicted to evil, nigga. Halloween the sequel. Halloween the sequel. Murderous thoughts travel throughout my cerebral. Hollow point vocal talent leaves you holy like cathedrals. My brain is evil, mind state is very demonic. Brain powers equivalent to Johnny Mnemonic. I come iller than a bitch on the period. Niggas, I'm serious on a killing spree, cause whack MCs make me furious. Having an out-of-body experience, kind of delirious like Eddie. So I slash your dreams up like Freddy. Every nightmare, I'm right there in your subconscious. Never sleep on me again, every time your eyes shut, you're cautious. Haunting you with the hockey mask, and now I'm Jason Voorhees. Just with the 50 men, nigga, you'll get fucked up like orgies. The seeds I kill them all, you'll be lifeless before you fall. You can call for help while your body is being mauled. Between 10:15 and 10:20, I can kill many and burn another nigga and have him on the trial of the century. The robbing you of your soul since I was 17 years old. My heart is cold, turning hell into my home. The devil's evicted because he couldn't get his wicked. I've been addicted to evil, nigga. Halloween is sequel. I grab my M16 with a loaded magazine and start killing on Halloween. I grab my M16 with a loaded magazine and start killing on Halloween. I grab my M16 with a loaded magazine and start killing on Halloween. I grab my M16 with a loaded magazine and start killing on Halloween. Evil is natural, cause backwards is how we live. Bloodshed from the beginning since Adam gave up his rib. Your crew is doomed at high noon, cause I'm crazy. This is the Wild Wild West and I'm John Wayne Gacy.
Hey, Mike, freak this real quick, man.
Yo. It's like this. Let me feel it.
Come on.
Yo, a year from the day you dealt with me, I pray that you will be celebrating your 1 year as a ghost birthday. I massacre like Valentine's Day. Pose as a cop radio spot and watch everyone die today. You left slang cause pain has a first name. Pronounced Mike Hill, and we both look the same. In fact, we identical. My pinnacle, cynical, smooth criminal. 38 snub nose to your temple. My mental capacity turned your life into a tragedy. Casket draped in tapestry. Call me your majesty, cause death is how it has to be. We can't negotiate on your fate, it's too late. You're another funeral candidate. My pen tip is a Glock with an endless clip, letting off shots with ink blocks, hitting targets with penmanship. Remember this, violence is definite. Messing with the South Bay Slayer, you're down to your last prayer. Obliteration takes place when you step to my face. Me plus a mic plus a stage, equal judgment day. You can pray, but I slay niggas on the daily.
Boom.
From the day you dealt with me, I pray that you will be celebrating your 1 year as a ghost birthday. I massacre like Valentine's Day. Pose as a cop radio spot and watch everyone die today. Your left slang is pain, has a first name, pronounced Mike Hill, and we both look the same. In fact, we identical. My pinnacle, cynical, smooth criminal. 38 snub nose to your temple. My mental capacity turns your life into a tragedy. Casket draped in tapestry. Call me your majesty, cause death is how it has to be. We can't negotiate on your fate, it's too late. You're another funeral candidate. My pen tip is a Glock with an endless clip, letting off shots within blocks, hitting targets with penmanship. Remember this, violence is definite, messing with the South Bay Slayer. Get down to your last prayer, obliteration take place when you step to my face. Me from the mic on stage, equal judgment day, you must obey. Cause with an AK, I'm crazy, you can pray, but I slay niggas on the daily.
So you got Halloween the sequel, you got Shocking Confessions, which is the one produced by Myers himself, and he's got a song called Trigonometry. And now that should sound familiar to you if you're a hardcore Michael Myers fan, because that's on his first album. And now you might say, well, his first album wasn't that like 2000? Yeah, and so 1994, that's a long gap. This is an early version with a completely different instrumental produced by Voodoo. So lyrically it's the same. He just, I guess, held on to that song for like 6 years and finally got to put it on his album. But Voodoo's version instrumentally is much better. I mean, again, M Boogie did that version on the album, and it's okay. Voodoo killed it. I don't know why they switched it around. This demo version is much better, but lyrically, it's the same. It's the original Trigonometry that you had on the album from 2000. There's the album right there.
Wordplay is gunplay. Heavy artillery lyrics pack more heat than sun rays. Military train to blow niggas out of the frame. My battalion's ready to slaughter for alliterating name. When gang spit it, it's infinite. Lyrical biscuit, nigga, I spit quick slugs in your mug. I never hesitate to make a nigga levitate. He's met his fate when he steps to my face. His murder MCs is a must. Gluttony, greed, pride, envy, rap, sloth, and lust. Watch blood gush, cause I bloodlust must bust. Until your body turns to mush. Bullets is stuck between your abdomen and rib cage. Engraved with a 12 gauge. On a rampage, call me the sensei. Her brutality, who's casualty, the casualty. They're playing in the pool of blood or full of slugs. For stab wounds that baffle the criminologist. Mathematic rap addict, trigonometrist.
I'ma clear 'em and let loose the proof. Cock back the mind, then shoot. Blast the mathematics, semi-automatic. It ain't a vest that's stopping me. Trigonometry with a theorem. I'ma clear 'em and let loose the proof. Cock back the mind, then shoot. Blast the mathematics, semi-automatic. It ain't a vest that's stopping me. Trigonometry.
I use metaphors as weapons of war to settle scores. Better for you to retreat and get lifted off your feet. Trick or treat for Mr. Halloween.
Thinking back to the base, every word is heat. Got my trigger finger itching to grab the mic. My mic's equipped with laser sights.
You step outside and get blooded. Check it out, Joe.
My wordplay is gunplay. Heavy artillery lyrics pack more heat than sun rays. Military train to blow cats out of the frame. My battalions ready to slaughter, obliterate main. Gang spit it, it's infinite. Lyrical biscuit, man, I spit quick slugs in your mug. I never hesitate to make them seeds levitate. You bet your fate when you step to my face. Cause murder MCs is a must. Blood, greed, pride, envy, rap, sloth, and lust. Watch the blood gush, cause our bloodlust must bust until your body turns to mush. Bullets are stuck between your abdomen and rib cage. Enraged with a 12 gauge on a rampage. Call me the sensei. Her brutality, whose casualties are casualty. Left laying in the pool of blood, all full of slugs. Stab wounds that baffle a criminologist. Mathematic rap addict, trigonometrist. With a theorem, I'ma clear 'em and let loose the proof. Cock back the mind and shoot. Blast the mathematic, semi-automatic. They ain't the best that's stopping me. Trigonometry with a theorem, I'ma clear 'em and let loose the proof. Cock back the mind and shoot. Blast the mathematic, semi-automatic. They ain't the best that's stopping me. Trigonometry. I use metaphors as weapons of war to settle scores. It's better for you to retreat and get lifted off your feet. Trick or treat from Mr. Halloween. I'm getting hella green, pulling out M16s, dropping you clean. It seems you see.
And that's it. I'm just really psyched for this EP. I totally recommend it. Definitely get it before it sells out because, again, dope folks, very limited. Michael Myers is probably one of their lower profile artists, so you probably have a little while to jump on it, but definitely don't miss out on it because it's insane. If you're a 90s head who's into this crazy West Coast stuff, this is it. This is one of those holy grail kind of releases that you were waiting for back in the day. It just never came, like Young Z's album, like Arrogance album. It's like that kind of stuff. Finally, we're getting it, so I'm super insanely excited. Some other dope stuff coming from dope folks too, but Michael Myers all the way, loving it. So glad we got it. I was always kind of hoping, I know, everybody, not just dope folks, but a lot of people are trying to track down Voodoo and see what he has, because I'm sure his vaults are deep. But clearly they pulled it off, because here we go. We got this EP.
I come off beat like absent-minded cops. Till I rock the spot and probably drop the illest verse. I kill a verse, cause I'm a verse killer with a whole lot of versatility. Killing me will be impossible, cause I got a posse full of dope MCs. Quoting me, Michael Myers, I will expire lifelines when I write rhymes with style that's darker than nighttime. So why do niggas envy the killer in me? That's iller than the nigga in me, with a little bit of schizophrenia. How can I be the public enemy number one without a gun? I'm not a Panther or Chuck D, so who says F me? But yo, I'm out of this piece. My mind state is full of anger. When you step to me face to face, it's clear and present danger. I'm like a bullet that left the chamber. Call me the Carson Strangler with the gift to gab to rip your trick in half. I leave bodies sprawled with blood smudges on the wall. The victims tried to crawl but can escape the vicious brawl. So all y'all whack MCs, you best to flee with a nickel-plated burner. I infiltrate and murder MCs. I leave bloody bodies in bathrooms with 26 stab wounds and a mic protrudes from your ass, fool. MCs get baffled cause my style is murderous like Manson. Call me the Pied Piper cause Mike Myers is a certified sniper. Similarly Harvey, while MCs hardly even take aim. So who's to blame when your family's viciously slain? You can't contain one side of a nigga's brain and the other half is able to cane to set a nigga aflame. When niggas rap style be faggoty, it's Antoine and Blaine Edwards, but I be head nerds. I mean on books, but I even mean on hooks.